welcome to the closing beat, everybody. Happy Monday. How's it going out there? Good. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the closing beats, quick stock market show that we do cover the stock markets, all the good stuff going on out there, and things are going all right. Things are kind of moving smoothly here, and we're about to change it again, just so you know. So the roller coaster's not over. We're gonna improve it even more to make sure a lot of this normal stuff doesn't go wrong. But I do appreciate you guys staying with us and everything. And for that, I'm gonna go over a bunch of stuff here today. Try to teach you something new. Try to share some things with you, and do what we do. So we'll go through there. First thing I want to point out. Those of you that were interested, we're going to send an email out, so if you missed this, no problem. But I do want to point out that our research page is officially live. So if you're interested in it, go to jazzwealth.com. Up at the top, you can actually sign up. If you're not a customer, you can join. If you are a customer, just go into the dojo and you'll see a research tab that is there for you. Here's a little glimpse of what it looks like. If you're one of our customers, you'll see every video and post as if you did in the normal Wine and Wealth library. We're moving everything over. If you're a member and you're joining us, then you'll see some of the recent posts, some of the more trading related things. What you can do is just dive in there. If there's multiple pictures, they'll kind of slide around. We built this whole thing custom, so we're pretty excited about that. And yeah, you just kind of click on anything. You want to read a post or something and kind of see what we have to say, all the geeky stuff and everything in there. So if you're interested, you just go to jazzwealth.com and you click on the research thing. I think it's up at the top somewhere where it pops up. And I appreciate all your support. The goal, of course, not to make $1 million off of this, but so we can hire a developer. That's really our goal. Hire a developer full time. So if I can help you guys a little bit and you'll help us, I feel good about it, right? So it gives you a thing to do. Again, free for customers. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to sign up. But if you are not a customer, can't join us, don't want to join us, whatever, it's $13, right? So something just quick to help us out there. Anyways, let's take a look here. Stock market. We recovered some of what we lost on Friday. Friday was a rather down day, over 2%. And you can see the stock market today. The Dow was strong today, not the strongest. The Russell 2000 was the strongest. A lot of value kind of plays going on there. We'll cover. The Dow was strong because of Boeing. We'll cover that numerous times here today. And you can see just a little bit of a recovery day overall. So we'll go over to the charts, take a look at this here. S&P 500 back above the 200-day moving average, trying to recover from the recent decline. Remember, when we talked on Friday, we had a decline here that was pushing 7%, over 10% in some of the major sectors there. If you followed those, looking good, right? Just a normal, healthy pullback overall. One thing that I did cover on our notes from Jazz, which you also get if you're a research customer, was what happened on Friday. 2% down day on a Friday. We said, well, that's kind of odd. So we went back and studied that. It's also in the research thing as well. But in our notes from Jazz, actually, I wish that I didn't put this up right here. So let's make this look a little bit cleaner for you guys. Notes from Jazz, we actually covered the stats on that, right? I'm big on the stats, so I like to share this sort of thing with you. And so we covered the idea of what happens going forward. Today was actually spot on in terms of what happens to the markets going forward. So if you take a look here, there you go. All right, so you got 2% down days on a Friday. The average gain is 1.58%. I actually put in the notes from Jazz down here. Over the last 10 years, when the market loses 2% on Fridays, the Monday that follows was positive almost every single time. Average gain of 1.58. Let's see what happens on Monday just for fun. Here it is, 1.5% gain on the S&P. It performed exactly within average. So think about all the algorithms out there. I'm not magic, the fact that I can pull this up. It doesn't make us magic, special, better than anybody or whatever. But what it means is you can actually assume what the algorithms, what other people are going to do. There's no reason for the market to be up 2% today. It would be above average. It would have been beyond what was expected. And so the fact that you're able to point that out and set expectations ahead of time really gets me excited. I like that sort of thing and being able to share that with you guys. So really cool there if you happen to be paying attention to the Notes from Jazz email. Let's take a look here. You got the Russell 2000, I said was the best, of course. Great reversal day for the Russell. It did recover everything from Friday. Very strong move there, largely because of industrials and financials. Boeing was a big help there overall. The NASDAQ was the laggard for a change. We don't see that often, right? The NASDAQ being a little bit behind. So the NASDAQ today still holding on to about a 10% gain for the year. So it's still very much better than every other index out there. And if we take a look through some of the stuff there, you got Amazon. Here, I'll slide this over. Amazon was one of the laggards on the day there, just kind of holding things back overall for the NASDAQ. You had PayPal as well. Let me do this, make it a little bigger. There we go. PayPal pulling back just a little bit. That was one of the bigger laggards. Adobe also down 0.5% on the day. Not a big deal, but these were some of the stocks that did hold you back overall there. Biggest drags were those stocks. Healthcare in particular was the sector that kind of pulled things back a little bit. And in particular, biotech. So if we look at biotech here, down about 1/3%. If you're looking through some of the names there, they did recover towards the end of the day, but you got Vertex was down over 1% throughout the day. That pulled things back. Amgen down 0.5% on the day. Alexion Pharmaceuticals is another one down 2%. We can go through all of them. I don't like the biotech sector, but I just like to point out some of those things going on for you there. As far as the stock market is concerned for the day, pending home sales up 44% since the last reading last month. We were expecting about 20%. I think some people were around 18, around 20 for the rest. That's awesome. Now, pending home sales is one of those economic data points where you don't just look only at the pending home sales. That's kind of like a preview of what existing home sales could be in July. So we're seeing a sharp uptick in pending home sales. Even if a lot of those drop off, you still have a higher existing home sale number coming out in July, or at least that's what it seems like at the moment. So that's kind of cool there. A little bit of good news for the stock market. Certainly didn't hurt with all the other negative stuff going on right now. Keep in mind the market is closed on Friday, right? We got the Independence holiday coming up there. There'll be no show tomorrow because my daughter actually got me a trip to Universal Studios in Orlando. So that's where I'll be hanging out there, wearing the mask, doing the thing there. So I'm not going to miss out on that. So there won't be a show. There won't be a recording of the show. But we got a lot going on this week. Actually, because it's a holiday, Thursday we'll get the jobless claims numbers and the unemployment numbers at the exact same time. That doesn't happen. That's going to be a market mover on Thursday. Of course, I'll be here for that to help you guys through that and everything. But wow, there's a lot going on in a really short week. So just a heads up, you can't just kind of walk away and pretend like nothing's going on. All right, virus-related stuff. Let's take a look. Here's the chart of the new cases per day. We talked about this also in our research platform there as well. We went over all the different search terms, ways you can kind of look to see which numbers are going to spike and why they're going to spike. Really geeky stuff, trying to take it a step further than what we kind of share publicly here. Number of cases per day, slight downtick. This number is 1 day old. It actually ticked a little bit higher here today. It just not good, right? We've got record number of cases here in Florida as well. I kind of joke, you can blame us for some of the nonsense out there, but it is what it is, right? Hospitalizations has yet to really level off. It continues to creep higher there. You got double-digit increases in a lot of different states. California, Texas, Florida have all shut down bars. Florida really just some bars, but we shut down bars. In Florida here, obviously, face masks are becoming more important. I'm not sure for the rest of the world, but that's going to have to continue if you want to see these numbers come down. And as we highlighted in the research platform, there's an inverse correlation between the number of cases and the stock market. So if you're cheering the markets higher, you're going to want to see some of these things dip a little bit lower. And I don't blame you, just for everybody's health, of course, is another good reason. Our FinTips videos this week. Today, a really good one. Do you want a lower interest rate and pay more for a house, or a higher interest rate and pay less for a house? We went through a rather unique study to kind of highlight that. So you can check that out. We're going to do later this week 5-year Roth conversion rules, not the 5-year rule on the Roth. I beat that one to death. We're going to talk about 5-year conversion rules, the fine print in there. You got to be very careful there. There's a lot of people converting to a Roth. You have a different set of rules to follow, so I'm going to help you out with those. And then on Friday, we're going to do an economic review, a stock market review, all kinds of geeky stuff, just trying to share some interesting things with you, maybe get you to go sign up for the research page. You know, it's a little bit of marketing there as well. And our Wine and Wealth class this Thursday, we're still going to do it. I know a lot of you will probably be busy, but I'm still going to do it for you guys. We're going to go over all the deadlines that are approaching for every single scenario that you're going through with your 401k, IRAs, Roth, SEPs, Simples, all those sort of things, what you need to do before a lot of the deadlines that are approaching in July and August, and in particular, the advantages and stuff that you have there. So just going to be a geeky rundown of everything you got to do so that I'm ready if you guys are ready, if you need some help with that. All right, let's go to the sector breakdown here today. We'll take a look at some of the other things going on, because that's what we do. Every sector in the green here today. Industrials get the attention because of Boeing. 3.2% higher on the day. 737 test flights begin for the what is it? The 737, right? They're grounded there. They can't seem to get those things up in the air. So 737 flights are going to continue there. Keep in mind that these flights happen over the next 3 days, but we won't know anything after the 3 days. So if you happen to be over here at Boeing and you're like, oh my God, finally 15% gain on a day, expect some volatility there because after the 3-day report, the FAA very clearly said we are not going to issue a decision by Wednesday evening, Thursday morning, or even this week. It's going to take a few weeks after that for them to get things going there. Boeing says, hey, we hope to just have these things in the air by late fall, which would be pushing their deadline back just a little bit there. If you're looking around, you've also got American Airlines higher on the day. A lot of the other airlines just higher, 7%. Southwest Airlines, which has the most 737 MAXs currently grounded, they get the better of the performance today. You can understand that one. I do want to point out some of the other names. Honeywell, interesting reversal on Honeywell in the industrial space there, 3.6% gain on the day. And Lockheed Martin, a good reversal today. I believe they got the contract on the radar system for Saudi Arabia. Was it these guys? They think they did get, because it wasn't Raytheon, right? Raytheon didn't get it. They did get, it was Raytheon. Sorry, Raytheon got it. Lockheed Martin missed out. 5% gain for Raytheon there. Good. Just want to make sure I got the right data for you. All right, here we go. Consumer discretionary stocks, relative strength overall. If you're looking at this guy here moving higher, relative strength looking good in the midterm as well as the short term, up 2% on the day today. You want to kind of look at some of these here, like Home Depot had a good day today. There was a home improvement trend that went on today that people were looking at. So Home Depot in the mix. Lowe's also higher. This one's been a little stronger than Home Depot. That is odd. That stands out as something that's not normal for those guys there. I'll talk about one other one here. Sherwin-Williams as well. 1.5%. I like the location there above the 200-day. Very strong, looking good. Everybody's happy with that one. So looking good there. That's it. Oh, also Lowe's. If you happen to work for them, Lowe's is going to be paying out $100 million to their employees. I believe this is the second round of that where Home Depot is going to be paying, or Lowe's, sorry, is going to be paying that out. So looking good for them overall. Let's go on to basic materials here. Back to the 200-day moving average. Not great, but you know, it's not the most glamorous area to look at either, but do want to point out a few things here. You got Lind, very much relative strength compared to the market and compared to the sector as well, looking good. Oops, nope. Ecolab, there you go. Back to the 200-day, off the 200-day here, up 2% today. And Sherwin-Williams, I mentioned that one early, but that one was in the mix as well. Consumer staples got a little reversal today of about 2%. This sector was higher today on the true consumer staples, like your Coca-Cola, right? Coca-Cola added 2% on the day. Pepsi's going to be in the mix as well, 1.6%. Sloppy names right now, but they were higher today. I guess some social media issues out there, but there was also a little defensive play going on here. Altria up almost 3% on the day. Philip Morris also higher by 2.5%. So don't look at the market today and say this was all risk on. Little defensive play going on there. You can see that by looking at the sector, or if you want to drill down into the individual stocks as well. Tech today did finish 1% higher, but it was not the leader of the day. Microsoft and Apple were the primary drivers of the entire rally in the tech sector today. It's getting a little boring over there, but those two names account for almost all the day's gains in the tech sector. I'll go over to gold here real quick. Oh, no. We want to go to gold. Gold flat on the day, but still above the breakout range there, continuing its momentum. And by the way, the dollars moving into gold continues to be higher. So that has not dwindled off. I will revisit that for you guys like we did before, but we'll revisit that. Oil refusing to pull back, up 3% on the day, still fighting off this rounding kind of a top. It's too early to say if it's going to break out into a new range or if it's just going to try to roll over slowly. I think it's too early there. Anyways, up $1.18 today, 39.67 was your new highs. So that's what you have there. Let's take a look at the technical breakdown. We'll go through not a lot, right? It's not a whole lot to start the week here. Tractor Supply, 1.25% higher today, hitting new 52-week highs. It was the only 52-week high today. It's a beast. I mean, it's performing quite well there. This was higher on that home improvement move today, like the Home Depot and Lowe's. Tractor Supply getting to participate a little bit in that and beating all of them, by the way. It's performing better than all of them there. That's it, right? That's the only new high. 0 new 52-week lows. That's 7 weeks where we have not had any 52-week lows. That's not a record by any means. It's just something interesting to talk about instead of saying 0 52-week lows. You got a handful of names that we got on a watch list just to keep interesting ideas flowing here. ConAgra moving back towards the breakout range. I thought after what happened on Friday that it would be a while before it revisits that. I think I even said that. Today's reversal puts it back on the watch list. You go, okay, that was impressive. You were able to recover pretty much everything you lost on Friday. That's showing that stock is not ready to give up just yet. C.H. Robinson's off the 200-day. We've been talking about that. A little sluggish to get going there, but so far so good. ConocoPhillips, Cabot. There you go. Cabot Oil pulling back into a weird range that we've been talking about over the last couple of days, finally getting a little bit of a bounce, a decent bounce today, up 3% on the day. Ameriprise off the 200-day moving average. All of the 200-day moving average plays, like if you're looking for a stock that pulled back to a flat 200-day moving average, they're all a little sluggish to get going, and that's really due to the market. They all had good days today, but just a little sluggish. Ross Stores, little reversal there. We talked about this one being maybe the weakest of the group there, but a counter trend play and starting to recover off of those lows. And here you go. Got a stats play for you. AMD. It's been a while since we have been able to do this because there's not a whole lot of good ones out there, and I like to kind of focus on them when there's some meat on the bone that I can actually suggest and help with you guys here. This is not a stock recommendation. It's just a statistical review of what things happen. Okay, AMD, the way it has fallen too far, too fast. If you look at any other time that this stock has fallen this far, this fast, over this short of a time period, over the next 5 days, it averages a gain of 1.34%. So we'll have a little fun here. We're just doing this just to see the stats. It's not very far, but it's the best we can do right now with all these out there. Let's call it here right about $51, right? So the stock statistically rallies about that much, 1.34% over the next 5 days. Tomorrow would be day number 1. So we'll see what happens there. And if you own it, it's just an exciting stat, something that you may be interested in knowing. I don't know. See if that helps you there. Okay, let's go over to some of the stocks in the news. We're going to put this in the research site as well, and I'm going to expand on this because it's kind of interesting. There's a tug of emotion here when you hear what I'm about to share with you. Today is the 10th anniversary of Tesla going public. That's it. It's been 10 years, champagne bottles and hats and all that great stuff. When you see stuff like this, and this comes up from time to time, when you see this, typically you only see it on stocks that have done really well. They don't often say it's the 5-year anniversary of the worst stock ever to have been released, right? They just don't do that. So on Tesla, just don't let yourself get misled into the idea that over the last 10 years, it would have been an easy ride. It would have been anything but an easy ride. And I want to expand on this just a little bit. I'll go over, let's see, we'll pull this up. I'll go over to show you this picture here. I did it real quick. I'll expand on it later, but Tesla has not been an easy ride. There you go. 90% of the gains, just under 90% of the gains, had come in 10% of its lifespan. In other words, 90% of your time invested in the stock would have been doubt, concern, patience, boredom, right? There would have been a lot of these emotions mixed into it in order to participate in everything that Tesla did. So here's a quick highlight here to show the big bulk of the gains, how they added up to the obviously a very impressive gain there, many quadruple digit gain. But there's so much time here, years and years, where the stock didn't really do a whole lot. No matter where you bought it, you'd have been like, I don't know. Should I hold it, sell it? Am I scared? Am I happy? Only brief time periods. In fact, 10% of the time, would you have been happy? Keep that in mind, right? It's very easy to get swept up into this, especially you Robinhood traders out there. We all watch you. We know what you're doing. So remember, Robinhood makes all that public. So we know the excitement and things that happen there. So just check the emotion, check the stats. That's all I say. All right, moving on here. We just got Micron. I think Micron's a little higher, about $51 here. Reported earnings, beat on revenue. It was a good report for them. Largest maker of semiconductors, chips out there. And so that's a good sign for the overall economy. What happened with Micron over this quarter here? Maybe we'll cover it more in depth on Wednesday or something. But what happened with them is good. They used to say that as transports go, so go the markets, or the economy, I should say, because we used to transport, little toys and all this stuff all over the world in the United States. Now the way it goes is so go the semiconductors, so go the economy, because everything that we carry has a chip in it, right? Everything that I'm using has a chip in it. Even if it doesn't work every time I want it to work, it's got it in there. And so we like to follow that a little bit more. Anyways, good for Micron. They did well. One last one here, Beyond Meats. Kind of a brutal day there. Remember, on Friday, their deal expired with McDonald's, and they didn't renew it in Canada. They said, we did a test. Thank you for the test. Enjoy your day. And the CEO of Beyond Meats was like, hey, the trial was over. We had a deal. That was it. There was nothing that was going to come of it. It was a nice way to put a spin on it. But the stock was lower today. Barclays downgraded them, and I would bet that there's going to be a handful of other downgrades coming along in the news. Chesapeake filed for bankruptcy. You got Chesapeake, GNC, Chuck E. Cheese, Hertz, of course. You just got the list piling up there. It means that it's something you go and do something else with. You take your money and you go do something else. It does not mean that you buy it, right? There's a difference between a discount. You couldn't have bought it anyways. There's a difference between a discounted stock and a bankrupt stock. So just keep that in mind if you're paying attention, and hopefully you are. Oh, Starbucks, by the way, how'd they do today? 2.25%. They were another one that cut all their social media spend. A lot of people are going after Facebook, the bigger companies, saying, hey, until you can prove that you're not going to have some of this hateful speech and stuff on there, we're not going to advertise with you. Starbucks said, we're just not going to advertise anywhere on social media. We'll go back to TV or something. All right, tomorrow, FedEx. That'll be your focus earnings stock of the day. FedEx is always a focus one because of their sort of position, their place in the economy, right? They're moving the stuff all over the world. It's kind of a glimpse into what's going on there. Dividends, you've got Air Products. They're paying out $1.34. You got State Street, if you own that one. It was a decent day today. Paying out 52 cents. Cardinal Health paying out 49 cents, I believe. Yep. Republic Services, which was really, really strong last year. This is a waste company here. They are paying out 41 cents. Raymond James paying out 37 cents. A little bit weak of a stock there. And Comcast trying to bounce off the 50-day, paying out 23 cents. I'll now try to take a chance and answer some of your questions if you have them there, and see what we can do. All right. Always bet on Tesla. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess if you did, nobody can argue with you there. Good one there. Did Tailored Brands file yet? Don't think so. They think they will be in there, but nope, I don't think so if you're talking about bankruptcy. Yep. Tomorrow, end of the quarter, end of the month, right? So something to keep in mind there if you believe in that sort of thing. That's it. Yeah. You think they did they? Maybe my news is a little off there. You like the REITs getting a little bounce there? Yeah, I did a great video last week on REITs, picking them based on volatility. You gotta pay attention to volatility in here. Just happens to be. Yep. No real need for ad. Yeah, for the longest time, Starbucks didn't actually advertise. Remember their whole deal was they didn't advertise. It was a kind of a subliminal neural marketing kind of a thing. It was a great study if you're a marketing student. No Guess the Dow last week. Didn't do it. We'll try to pick that up this week. Your guesses still count, but we didn't do it last week. Yep. Temporary pause while we launched the research site. Yep. Yeah. Do you think Alibaba will be delisted? No. No. Notice how all that's dropped out of the main headlines and everything. I believe the conversation is still ongoing, but it's not. It's not a concern at the moment. VIX still elevated. Historically, over this week, the VIX declines. So volatility does decline over this week because of the holiday. It's typically a really sloshy, quiet type of week if you're looking at volatility. The market could be a different story, but the volatility, I just don't know, happen to have that in my head there. Office Depot reverse split options get split as well. You'll have a special option contract that will expire as scheduled and everything. It'll just be a fraction of the, it'll be a weird thing. Did they do it yet? That's this week, right? That's this week. Yeah, it hadn't happened yet. So you'll keep your same contract. No need to make any changes. It does it automatically for you. Yep. Oh, yeah. They want to see another show with Cody. Maybe we can get Cody to do his own show. I don't know. You got to just send him an email or something. Housing numbers good because, well, there's actually been like a really serious increase in mortgage applications. I mean, just incredible spike in mortgage applications, refis, pending new home sales, which wasn't the greatest, but yeah. And of course, pending sales today. So whenever we see the pending home sales numbers, my belief is, all right, put that in the back of my head. But let's see what existing home sales turn out to be as a percentage of the pending home sales. So it'd be exciting to see July's number, but yeah, people that have money are out there buying the homes, and I think those low rates are attracting them. I get more questions than ever. Should I refinance my house? Should I refinance my house? Yeah. Oh, Brianna, I'm kicking you out, lady. Oh, Brianna's got to go. We know how old Brianna is then. I gotcha. What do you think about Facebook? Facebook, no doubt, has pulled back, right? So they've got their temporary moment in the sun, which they don't want, by the way, over the last couple of days. Higher volume, big gap down today, very extended on that gap down. You can certainly understand why people decided to buy that today. I can't argue with you. And if you own it, you're happy to see that quickly of a recovery. Yeah. Oh, yeah. COTY. Yeah, isn't that crazy, Mac? So you got COTY, what was it, 200 million for 20% stake in Kim Kardashian's makeup line. They just spent 400 million on Kylie, right? Was it Kylie or one of the Ks? That's just intense to me, man. They're spending some dough there. But yeah, I guess if it pays off, it pays off. Yep. Oh my gosh. Hey, anyways, I'll wrap it up there. I do appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me here today. Hopefully you learned something. Everything's all good there. We'll get out of the way. And, oh, you're down? It's frozen. Hey, we made it. I'm happy. The audio's good. Everything's good. I'm happy there. So I'll wish you guys a great rest of your day. Remember, no show tomorrow. So we're not doing anything there. And if you're interested in the research site, it is put up at the top there. You know I'm going to say it a million times, but I want to hire a developer, so I'll help you guys. I'm going to teach you guys stuff there. So enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to press this button. I don't think it's going to work, but we'll wrap it up. And